How's it going, my friend?
Good. Oh my gosh, crazy.
I know, right?
Is it shut that? Or... Okay, there we go.
Look at all these people. What are they doing here?
I know. I had an eye appointment, so it's like, I'm gonna come to the mall. I'm gonna hate every minute of it, and then I'll go home and forget about it till next year when I do the same thing.
Yeah, for sure.
And then this is supposed to be one lane is valet and one lane is through, but they have all the cars parked in the valet lane, so then valet is also in the through lane. So
I know, it just doesn't make sense. Like what the heck is going on over here?
No,
Gosh. Yeah, this is crazy. What do they think?
It's ridiculous. I've never seen it quite that. Like, I've seen it when it's not great with the valet and then people not in the right lane, but I've never seen it quite crazy like that. So
yeah,
holiday season, gotta love it.
I know, right? Yeah, this is the first time I'm experiencing this, so yeah,
first and last. I don't
we shall see, right?
Well, I usually get here like first thing when they open, and then but my eye appointment, they were backed up by like 45 minutes to an hour.
Really? That many people are trying to come in for an eye appointment
today? It's the end of the year because your vision insurance expires.
Okay,
and like that's when, for whatever reason, I remember next year, come earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were super backed up, which I've never seen, because the eye doctor's usually like in and out.
Yeah.
Like they're super fast, but not today.
Oh man.
So I'm sitting there going, what is happening?
Yeah, I know, right?
Because I've come this time of year, several years in a row, and it's never been where I'm waiting.
This should be so simple and efficient, and yet here we are kind of in this chaotic kind of cluster of things right now, and it's just like, what the heck is going on? It does not compute here.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Wild, my friend.
It's crazy.
I know, right? Who would have guessed?
Like I said, it's like I know better. It's December.
Yeah.
The majority of the people celebrate Christmas, so they're doing their Christmas shopping, and oh my goodness.
I suppose so. Yeah, but we're still only first week into December, so you know.
After a couple, I don't go after when it gets closer. I don't go out because it's just not worth it.
Yeah, for sure.
I work from home. I don't have to leave the apartment unless I absolutely have to.
Nice.
It's not worth it.
Hey, go you, friend. That is the life. What do you do?
I work for. So I get to work 100% at home. It's great. I love it.
Sleep until 8:30.
Yeah.
And then just move over to my cozy chair.
Basically. Yeah. I start at 8, so I usually sleep in until about 7:30.
Still got my PJ pants on and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have to, I don't have to be on camera for every call.
Yeah, no way.
So yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, especially this time of year. It's just like, nope, not worth it.
That, you were living my dream, my friend. Honestly, I'm so jelly. What do you do?
So lots of emails, Teams calls.
Yeah.
Helping people solve problems that sometimes they bring on themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That type of stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's like
Jack of many trades here.
Yes. If you had read my email the first time and done what I told you to do, we wouldn't have this problem.
I know, right? Did we really have to have a Zoom call? This could have been an email chat, like.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
I just have to laugh some days. Like, really?
Yeah, no.
So let's go per my previous email where I told you not to do the thing that you just did.
Hit him with a per my previous email. Wow. Seriously though.
It's brutal.
That's so funny. What does your do?
So we do a lot of different things. So things. So whole slew of things.
Yeah.
So it's good stuff, and I enjoy what I do. But again, sometimes it's like, no, why did you do the thing?
Right? Come on now. We should be better than this.
We really should be.
Like these are minimal expectations over here. We're not asking for the world, like basic things.
Yeah. And when you work with an organization or a company long enough, you have those few like problem children who you're just every time they email you, you're just like, oh gosh.
I know.
What fresh hell is this today? It's too early for this. What have you done now?
That is right. That is for sure.
And then I have a couple of kind of work friends that will get on and be like, hey, can we chat about this? And then we'll both be like, what is happening?
I know, right?
Did we not explain this?
Yeah. How did we end up here when we had the pre-meeting, we had the full meeting, we had the follow-up?
Right.
Instructions were clearly sent. And then You guys just threw it out the window. I don't know what happened.
I have my one coworker and I we work on a project. Every year we do this project with our regions and our divisions.
Yep.
So every year we kind of sit down and go, okay, what weird things are going to happen this year that people are going to ask us questions about that we're going to have to anticipate. And so we have extensive guidelines, kind of beyond what you would think you would have to do for fully functioning adults. Like very simple things. And then every year, and it's gotten a little bit better, but then every year we have to go, didn't we just tell you this and what to do? And like we had a video this year explaining like how to do certain things. Yeah. And my one coworker was like, oh, like, did you look at the video? And she's like, oh, there was a video. I was like, yes, in my email I sent you the link to the video that said if you need help doing this, here's your resource.
You know, I clearly laid this out in the email. There were written instructions. We had the Zoom call, and I included those specific details with the video link in the email. All you had to do was do a click.
Cracks me up.
Yeah.
My favorite, and it didn't happen this year, but last year I had a colleague who, you know, certain things have to be charged to an account string, and so my favorite is when I got an email. Yeah. And actually, this person did it 2 years in a row. I got an email from this person asking for the account string in an email traffic where they had received the account string like 3 times. That's the most frustrating thing.
Like, it clearly shows that this person did not look whatsoever. Like they had the thought, hey, I'm missing this piece of information.
Right, and
even though I've been given it 3 times at least in this specific email chain that I am then responding to. Exactly. But I'm too above that. I'm going to respond to the email chain and ask them to send me it for a 4th time here.
And that's why, like, when I ask questions, I will usually say, okay, I've read the email and I wanted to double check, or I've gone onto like our intranet and said I've looked for what I'm looking for, I'm not quite seeing it, so that I know I've done my due diligence. Exactly. Like, hey, or this is what I'm seeing, is this the deal? So, because the number of times I get that, and so.
It's my thought process exactly. It's like, hey, before I respond to that email and ask for something, I do my due diligence. I check to see if that information, that communication has been sent to me. Exactly. And like, most importantly, like, I don't want to waste people's time here by like having to send this email in the first place.
And you know, if someone says, hey, I saw this, is this correct? You know, I don't mind, again, because I do the same thing. I don't mind because like, they clearly have done what they needed to do. But yeah, it's just that, like I said, that was the same person 2 years in a row. And I'm just going, I can't.
It's like, Chad, what are you doing? Come on.
Oh my God, yeah. It's just, okay, here we are.
Yeah. Oh, another year, another same request. Okay, it's an annual tradition at this point.
It really is.
I look forward to it. It means you know, we're wrapping up end of the year. Holidays are right around the corner. It's almost Christmas. It's a reminder for me. Yeah. Yeah.
And you know, my coworker and I try to make our lives easier every year by again sitting down. Okay, what's going to happen this year? Yeah. And then it never fails. You know, we have accounted for every single possible thing we can think of, and then sometimes it's not our coworkers' fault. Sometimes there are external factors, which I don't hold that against them. And you know, it is what it is. It's other people not able to. So our teams have to mail things. So the post office doesn't always know their own rules. Okay. So we've run into that, which again is not our coworkers' fault. It's not.
Sure. It's out of our hands at that point.
It's that and it's not even in general. It's that particular post office worker does not know their rules. So you have to know. Hey, you have to sometimes go with the regulations pulled up and saying, look, this is what it says. Yep. So, but my first year running this program, I did not realize that I had to explain to some people how to use the post office.
Goodness, no.
Like, it's just, well, this is
how you create a print label. This is how you purchase the correct sizing. Like, this is what you do when you arrive to the post office.
This is how you put things in a box.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it got to that level.
We have this new invention, tape. Yeah, who would have guessed?
It was so funny, and I was sitting there, and I was, you know, like first year in this role, having called my boss, going, "Am I just doing something wrong? Because I think this is very simple, like." And I know I use the post office a lot more than like the average person. Yeah. But they're like, no, this is just people not understanding things. Yeah. And then the number of times I just say, hey, here's the website for the post. Here's like what it says on the website for the post office, but contact your post office for guidance, because I don't work for them.
Yeah.
So I need you to do that.
I need you to step up to the plate here, okay? What I just did, I went on the website.
Right.
I read the instructions and I found the contact number, okay?
Yeah.
I'm relaying that to you, though you could have done this on your own.
Right. So,
and I'm expecting you to follow exactly what they tell you to do.
Exactly.
Don't report back to me.
No.
Report back to the post office.
So it's, you know, like my coworker at this point, we just think it's funny, and then I have my weekly check-in calls with my boss, and so I'm like, okay, so this week, and she's just sitting there shaking her head, going, she's like, you know, I didn't think you needed to go into this much detail, and I had faith, and I was like, trust me.
Yeah, so did I. So did I. I didn't anticipate we would end up in this situation, but lo and behold, here we are. Oh yeah, so it's just, like I said, we kind of just anticipate it, and like especially this time, like around Thanksgiving, week before Thanksgiving, through the first week of December, it's just crazy because everyone has a suspense of mailing things. So this is when we get all the questions, and you know, then it's people that need to send us information back after things have been shipped, and they don't always, so then I have to hunt them down and go, oh yeah, we sent that like 3 weeks ago. Well, you didn't follow directions. Yeah, right. You didn't email me. You didn't print the shipping label, Chad. Like mail did not get sent here.
Didn't get sent, or you know, you went over your budget.
Just because you made the purchase doesn't mean it, you know, the item went out. Right,
and I need to know that you sent it because I have to try, and you need to tell me information because I have to record it on a tracker. And, you know, so yeah, I just it's entertaining.
Oh my goodness.
It's just everyone, you know, and I get it. It's a crazy time of the year if you celebrate, you know, with Thanksgiving, and then if you celebrate Christmas. It's just a crazy time. So like the brain kind of goes out the window. So I get it, but it's just still, every year.
The level of patience that you must possess just to deal with this and like anticipate it every year. You know what I mean? This is not a one-time thing. This is on an annual basis. Oh yeah, and all my coworkers on my team, they know that if I say anything about this program, they'll be like, oh, what did everybody do this time? Well, let me tell you. Yeah, take a seat. You know, I've got a funny story to tell you. Let me tell you what happened this time. You know, and again, sometimes it is the post office, it is not our staff. Yeah. Like we looked at a receipt and go, oh, they charged you like $600 more than they were supposed to for this shipping. And he's like Chad, that didn't trigger something, you know, where like it would typically be $5 mail, and now it's $600. You didn't think, oh, that's abnormal. And that was the thing. Like we had to have a call with our team member going so we can figure out what happened. Yeah. And he's like, you know, I thought it was wrong, but then I just, you know, and I like, and it's like, no, it was, they should not have charged you this rate because they should have been shipped this way. Yeah. And luckily, you know, they were able to go back and get it corrected. But it was just like, so next time, moving forward. Yeah. So now, what did we learn here? So next time it's like, we have to put in, because we put it on the guidance, like make sure it is shipped XYZ. And the SOPs clearly stated. But now we have to go and update it because apparently, like, a $600 shipping item it's within normal. Yeah. So that's why I just stop and think, and I have to stop and like second guess. Did I not explain this? And my coach, no, we explained this. It was just not. My goodness. So, you know, I'm in disbelief. It keeps life interesting. And you know, at the end of the day, it's a great program. We're happy we love doing it. It's a lot of goodwill, but it's just from point A to point B. You know, I have to be a therapist. I have to be a coach. I have to be a counselor. I have to have patience. You know, that of the greats out there. Oh my gosh. And sometimes it's fun because I do get to talk to people I normally don't get to talk to, and I get to meet, get to know our teams that I'm, the more local, because I work. So I don't get to engage with everyone. So I've gotten to know several people really well through this program, and we get a lot of good feedback. And we have people who take full accountability for things and are very, so it's not all bad, but it's like I said, at this point it's frustrating, but it's also really just funny. And I just kind of go into it knowing it's going to be a mess, and I'm kind of along for the ride. Yeah. Because it's like, hey, I take it with a grain of salt. You have to. Because if anything, I look at it as entertainment. I'm enlightened when this happens. Right. And at the end of the day, with everything else that we do, it's not an emergency. It's, there's worse things that could happen. Yeah. So it's just,
yeah, it's just in the bigger picture of the holiday season.
I feel like you need your own sitcom for this or something.
There are days when you're just like,
this is very much like Seinfeld. Okay. You know what I mean? Like a show about nothing.
Or like Parks and Rec, you know, working for a rec department. Like when you those kind of, you know, you know, anything that can't go wrong.
Yeah, right.
All those little funny things that happen.
It's just like, how in the world did we run into the situation and like it happened? I guess it's normal, whatever, you know.
And sometimes you get those emails where you just have to stop and go, what happened? How did we get to this point where now I'm getting an email about this happened?
Yeah,
and
when we were brainstorming this wasn't even in like, you know, consideration. Like nowhere would I think we would end up at this point, but you know, here we are.
No.
Yeah.
It's like today just even being at the mall and you know, you're just kind of education and things. So like I understand people, but just even today it was like, if we're not sure where we're going, so we're gonna all as like group of 5 of us, we're gonna stop in the middle of the mall like as people are trying to walk by and it's just like I'm gonna like no, can you not? And then they get offended if you like say excuse me and try to walk around them.
I know,
because they're just all standing there.
What are you doing? You're blocking the flow of traffic here.
You need to stop. Pull off to the side.
This is not the perfect spot for a team huddle.
No, and that was exactly what was happening today.
Come on now.
There was one family that was having a huddle in the middle of the walk. You know,
move over to the side. You do this on the freeway, like things happen. Like we do not want that.
It's just funny watching, and then you know just the parents are over it. The kids are just running amok because they're all excited, and you know, it's like there's a lot of sensory overload. But the kids aren't watching where they're going, and then you have to watch to make sure you're not running over small children as you're trying to walk.
And that's the most frustrating thing. Like, I kid you not, I went to Chick-fil-A last night, and like, there's this guy, and like, he's got 2 kids. One that's maybe like his son, who's like 8 or 9 years old, a little bit more mannered, I would say, and then like his daughter, who's maybe like 6, and like, you know, I'm in line, and like the daughter's like, you know, grabbing the railing things and doing gymnastics like stunts, and it's like, what are you doing? This is Chick-fil-A. Right. Like, why are you giving us like an Olympics national, you know, performance over here when I'm just in line to get my chicken sandwich? Right. Like, this is unnecessary.
And that is just it's such a little kid thing. Because they just have no sense of anything, because especially 6, 8, 9, they're a little bit better, but then you start getting to the prepubescent, and then they just
come on, like where's the parents coming in?
I know, they just given up at that point.
Why aren't they like teaching their kids manners and like just you know, basics here? I'm not asking for the world and more. I'm just like, this probably is not the most ideal place to train for the Olympics. That's all. Yeah.
You know, and my parents were really good about it, and even just talking to them, they were just like, some days you are just losing that battle. Like, your kids are just there is gonna be
I lost that battle last night, and all I wanted was a chicken sandwich.
Your kids are just gonna be those kids. And
I can't believe that. Oh my gosh.
I remember we got pulled out of stores and all sorts of things, and a number of times my parents
discipline. Come on.
Never going out in public ever again.
And like the dad's just like doing nothing. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that, you know, I try to give people grace because we're all human. We all have those and again,
I try to, but come on. And like, this isn't even McDonald's. This is Chick-fil-A.
Little classier.
This is better than average. Like, do better.
Yeah, it just goes out the window this time of year.
Yeah. It's not even this time of the year either. It's just year round. Come on, man. It's interesting.
I know. Today the kids weren't as bad today at the mall. It was all the adults that were just not great.
Yeah. It's people who don't have common sense. Like, I am not trying to be a hater, but like, come on, don't stop in the middle of the intersection with a group of 5 that's blocking all the flowing traffic. And like,
you know, then they have to have an argument about which way something is.
You are causing challenges for everyone. What are you doing?
Step to the side, folks.
Yeah, come on.
So I was like, I'm done. I need to go home. And go.
I know. And again, like, I take it with a grain of salt. I roll with the punches, but I'm just like, why do I have to deal with this? Like, this is totally unnecessary.
Oh yeah. So yeah, it was it was definitely a day.
Yeah.
But
oh my gosh, you deserve a drink after this
I feel
one.
like I need one.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
You got a bottle of wine or something at your house?
I think I do, because I feel like I need a shot of something.
You should probably crack the bottle. Like you've earned it after having to deal with this earlier today.
Well, then, you know, the eye exam, like, they have to do the thing where they test the pressure, so the puff of air in your eye. And I've never...
What the heck do they do for that test?
It's to test your eye pressure to make sure that there's nothing going on funny in that.
Are they going to shoot, like, an empty super soaker at your eye or something?
Yeah, so, yeah, they basically, it's like a puff of air in your eye, so, because of how the test is. And I'm horrible at it. I hate it. When I was a child, and I've been wearing glasses since I was 5, so I've worn glasses all my life. And so when I was a kid... Yeah. My parents hated taking me to the eye doctor because that part of the exam would make me cry. And I
imagine so. You're gonna shoot like this gust of air in my eye, like I am going to cry.
So my parents pretty much like had to hold me down to get the token. So it's even as an adult, like I'm better at it, but it's still stressful. Yeah. And it took them, and I was just, you know, I've been waiting for my appointment forever, and then the machine has to calibrate because it has to get in just the right position so I can do the test, and it just took forever. Yeah. And I have better vision in one eye than the other. So like the first eye was great, the second eye, I was done. Yeah. So I'm sitting there, so I had to do that on top of everything else, and then waiting, and it was just like, this is.
Oh my gosh, yeah. It's just like, it makes me feel weird just thinking about it.
It's not pleasant. I mean, again, it's important, you know, eye health. You want to make sure nothing bad's going on. But
do you feel like the force of the air? Is it like? You do. Is it pretty impactful? It's a powerful push, or?
It's not. Like I said, I'm just very flinchy about my eyes. That's why I've never worn contacts, because I don't like.
Same. I can't touch my eyes. It's just a weird thing for me.
When I was little, I was in dance class, and so for recitals, you had to wear makeup and things. So mascara was one of the things. And again, my mom hated it because That's scary, because you have to put it right under like your eyebrows, right? You could stab your eye. She had to get the waterproof mascara because it would turn into a fight and I would cry. Oh. So it was hard. Again, points to my mother. Like, I think back of all those little things that she had to do for me when I was a kid. Right. And like having to get my hair, you know, because you had to do makeup, and I had really sensitive skin, so I was allergic to everything. So she had to find like the right brand of makeup that wasn't going to cause me to break out in hives. And then we had to do mascara, which was that. And then you had to put the hair in the bun, and then you know,
full pageant mode.
Oh yeah, I hated the hair dryer. I was afraid of the hair dryer too, because it was hot air. So
Are you serious?
I was terrified of the hot. I hated the hair.
No, the hair dryer feels good though. It's warm air, like especially after a shower.
I made my mom use the cold setting, which doesn't really work. I hated the hair dryer in my face, and then we had to do makeup, and then the costumes, like I liked the costumes, but they were also itchy, so that wasn't fun. Yeah. So again, I feel as an adult looking back,
it's a whole ordeal.
Oh my God. My parents, like my mom went through a lot to get me to do them. Yeah. But yeah, I remember her having to hold me down to get the mascara on, and it was horrible. Because I was like 7, 8. Yeah. You know, I just. And even as an adult, like sometimes I can wear mascara now, I just don't do it because it's still like a project to do it. Sure. I just don't like that on my eyes.
It's an ordeal.
Oh yeah. So again, kudos, and like I was bad at vaccines, so when I would get my shots again, it was horrible. Yeah. So my mom eventually got to the point where she refused to take me to appointments and would just have my dad do it when he was off, because that was better for him. And so she gave up on it. She was done. Yeah. No more. Yeah. I will not endure this any longer. I had a friend who her daughter had to get her 4-year-old her shots, and you know, it's like a series of a couple different shots. Okay. And I saw her and her daughter like shortly after their appointment, and it looked, and this woman's a combat veteran, had been deployed to Iraq, Moldova, Afghanistan multiple times.
She's been through war and back.
She looked like she had been through some rough stuff. Yeah. Her daughter had freaked out during the exam. Yeah. And she pulled out a clump of her mom's hair. She was screaming. They had other providers like run in because they heard this child like lose it. Yeah. And so she had to again hold her daughter down to get the shots in. And then her daughter's like perfectly fine. We're just going. And she's like, I am never doing this again. Her father is taking her now. I am done. Yeah. But yeah, her daughter. I was like, oh, I wasn't that bad, but. Yeah, her daughter, it's in here.
It's a traumatizing experience.
Oh, yeah. And this is like the sweetest kid ever, but yeah, she was not having it that day. Yeah. She was like, we're not doing it. So they got the shots, but yeah, her mom was like, forget it.
I know. We had to go through heck and back in order to accomplish it.
The fact that she pulled out her mom's hair like a clump of
Yeah.
Oh my god. And this is, she's like this tiny little, again, 4-year-old little cutesy thing. Sweetest girl ever.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I can't believe that. Yeah.
So anywhere up here by this car is good.
Sounds good.
Perfect. All right. Well, thanks so much.
No problem.
I hope the rest of your day is a little bit easier than the mall at Christmas time.
You as well.
Yeah, definitely not leaving the apartment again.
That's right. But just grab that handle, push the button, and push the door.
This one?
Yep,
Oh,
just like that.
Every car is different, and I'm always afraid I'm gonna like break the car.
No, you're good, my friend. See ya.
Thank you.